And the other sad thing is, again, a federal government study shows that a person over the age of 80 living in an aged care home has got one visit from their family every 3 months. Very sad. Down here, because they're all moving, young families are moving with the aged parents, they've got a lot of time to communicate to the parents and look after them. Very important for us in adding human capital. Naren, I'm going to ask you to come and show this slide for me. Just to show you, I'll show you a slide of Channel 7, just to show you the non-believers. You'll be interested in this.
Suburbs seen as the answer to southeast Queensland's population explosion has won world acclaim. The heart of the Western Corridor was judged to be the future of master-planned suburbs when it took out an international award in Bali last night.
For real estate developers, the FIABSI Awards are their version of the Oscars, and Springfield was about to beat the world.
The winner for Master Plan category is Greater Springfield, Queensland, Australia.
Voted best master plan suburb in front of 54 other entries.
We gave everything to this project. We gave it the best shot and we had the best talented team.
Putting Ipswich on the world stage.
Ipswich 15 years ago copped a flogging by jokes and a lot of other things, and now we're seen as an example.
Developer Maha Sinnathamby and his family were so excited about being among the finalists, they flew 7 News to Bali to cover the event. Now, time to reflect on how they could win an international award.
And it's got to have a heart, Neil. It's got to have a heart. A community which is self-sufficient.
And what's planned for the future? A CBD bigger than Brisbane's and a health hub.
All forms of healthcare in one spot.
It was an honour received a long way from Springfield, and it's a long way down the track since the Sinnathambys began their Springfield journey 18 years ago, when just about everyone thought Maha was mad. The migrant from Malaysia, who had a vision but little money, had his knockers, including his wife.
Crazy man, which is what I thought when he first bought the land too.
You thought he was crazy?
I really felt sorry for him, you know. I thought, where are we going now from here?
But the man who dared to dream has had the last laugh.
Don't give up. Just have the stamina to run through the race till you get there.
There's not much time for celebrations though. It's back to work on Monday. In Bali, Neil Warren, 7 News.
I'm only showing this because even my wife didn't believe me. Friends, I like to conclude on this basis that we are all very fortunate. We are living in a great, great country. A country that is over 2/3 the size of India and China combined, with huge, huge natural resources. A great climate, and above all, our respect and regard for human rights. We have not even touched the tip of our resources. We haven't touched the tip of our resources. But of all the resources that we have, it's our human resources that we have to exploit. And that is our most valuable asset. And that is where education plays a very strong part in Springfield. In conclusion, I'd like to thank all of you. I'd like to thank the CIMA committee, and all those many, many hundreds who had supported this project, the government officials, and the 20,000 residents who live at Springfield, the 9,000 students, and the very many others who have been behind this project when there was all the knockers behind it. All of you, friends, are in a position to influence and enhance the direction of this country. Think of the long-term goals, not the short-term goals. Think of the long-term goals. And I'll leave you with an Indian saying of 5,000 years old. You are whatever you want to be. Just think big and do it. Thank you.
Right, so time for questions and answers for Maha.
I like the hard ones, the very hard ones.
There's one over here. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Maha. I want to stand because you have really inspired me today. And thank you for the wonderful work you're doing. I just want to ask you, there's all this talk about building sustainable organizations, for the future. And here today you have outlined, how to do that. What is your advice to the companies, the ones that are following the quick buck? How would you, build? If you want to explain to someone how to build a sustainable organization, what are the top, say, 3 principles that you would, follow or advise?
First of all, I think, as I said, you have to have a strong, strong sense of self-belief. You have to believe in what you're doing. That's fundamental. And you never give up. I said to Roshan, Barack Obama, Time magazine said, when they made him Man of the Year, less than 2 years ago, less than half of USA knew him. He had everything against him, chaps. Middle name Hussein, came from a broken family, was an unknown family, and everything, black and so on and so forth. Self-belief. The person who was going to be the president was Hillary Clinton. Man is sitting in the White House today. Right? So fundamentally, the self-belief is important. You believe in what you want to do, and you relentlessly pursue it until you get it. That's fundamental. Second, you have to surround yourself with like-minded people who are pulling the cart with you. They're all there together. They're all getting up the hill. And the last one is you never, ever, ever give up. If you sincerely and seriously believe in something, why do you give up? You're going to have a lot of hurdles. Everybody is going to knock you. Every day, my wife knocked me. Come on, that's your best friend. She was a very strong supporter, but so you don't give up. Just go after them. I would say they are the 3 qualities you have to have. You obviously do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maha. In these days of corporate governance and guidance, I find it very interesting that, that you basically have this concept of Springfield from the outset, and then you ignore, or you don't ignore, but you have all this advice that you go contrary to in developing the site and the area. So when you're faced with the knowledge of having new acts of government and advisors all advising you against this, what actually was it that convinced you in the outset to spend $7.9 million on this land where you could have probably found other areas that would have been more attractive or fewer mountains to climb to achieve success?
I think you'll find that whatever you want to do, if your aspiration is high, you are going to have hurdles. There's no easy path. I've said to my children all the time, the path to success is full of thorns. You know that, you've heard that. Doesn't matter what you do. You want to rise up in government, you want to be the premier, you want to be a Kevin Hart, you can see he's got problems. Any attempt to do anything. But come again, that's self-belief. You just have to believe in yourself, but nobody else will. That's why I say you are your best friend. Doesn't matter in what venture you want to go. You want to go into business, you want to try and do something else. You have to fundamentally saturate yourself with that belief. It has got to be so strong and ingrained. And I say to the fellas in my office, it's 24/7, fellas, 24/7.